Hi, everyone, and welcome to Youth Amplified,
a podcast that inspires, empowers, and connects.
I'm Ronna.
And I'm Brian. And in the spotlight today, the human right to be. Exploring what it means to live with dignity, make choices about your life, and treat others with fairness and respect.
We're joined around the table by Aditi, Jared, and Yumna, and of course, human rights activist and popular radio host, Andrea Neville. So let's dive right in.
Absolutely, Ronna.
Aditi, now, can you share a moment when you felt your rights were respected or disrespected? And what was the impact that it had?
I'd say a time when I felt respected is just like in a general sense. I come from a very multicultural community, and so being surrounded by so many different cultures has taught me a sense of acceptance, mainly because I have always felt accepted and included. So having the option to learn about different cultures, I think, is inherently a human right in itself. And so it has been a real blessing, and it's impacted me by teaching me to be compassionate and I guess kind of listen and kind of hear and understand other cultures that aren't mine.
Fantastic. Now, Jared, question for you. Do you feel young people are heard and respected in your community? I mean, why or why not, as the case might be?
Well, based from what I've seen, although we do have like the opportunity to like express like our beliefs, but I feel like they're not enough for like changes to happen. But I reckon that we're still a bit hopeful with letting our voices be heard, and especially importantly our rights as well. So I feel like we'd still work on that to make it happen.
What do you think, Aditi?
I would certainly agree. I think that young people are still trying to pave their place in different ways, whether it's in systemic issues or more different like events and things like that. But I think that the world has become more accepting and wanting to hear, because we are the future. And so I think that we have a long way to go, but we're making tiny changes and we're trying to take the step forward in the right direction.
Now, Yumna, what are your thoughts? How do you think your cultural background shapes your understanding of fairness and equality?
So growing up as a young Bengali Muslim in Minto, I felt that my background really shapes how I understand fairness, because in my culture, justice is a core value. We're taught that everyone deserves dignity, no matter where they come from, who they are, or what color skin they have. And equality doesn't mean just looking at a person and accepting their different. It means recognizing their differences and treating them with the same respect and opportunity that we all deserve. Yes.
Andrea, do you have anything to add to that? How do you feel about your cultural background shaping understanding?
Yes, well, as an Indigenous Australian, I think it's very important to really promote your own culture and to keep it alive. And that goes the same with any other culture, with any other country. And that's why my show is inclusive of all cultures and First Nations of all country, not just Australia. But I think it's very important, because in the future, if we don't continue to promote it, we won't have identity in the future. So that's why I'm very strong on that point.
Ronna, do you want to comment on that?
Look, I love that, Andrea, in terms of promoting culture and identity, regardless of who you are. I was very fortunate to grow up in a highly diverse community, and it's such a privilege to have that, that early childhood experience, to see differences as strengths to be celebrated. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Brian?
I agree with what's happening here, but I'm interested in bringing Jared into this. I really am. Jared, what superhero do you think would make the best human rights ambassador, and why?
All right. I know that the people that are watching or that know me will know the answer to this, but like I'll say it like just straightforward, but I feel like Spider-Man. Yeah. Well, good on you for that, because he's been like a childhood. I'll keep it short because I feel like I can ramble on and on for this one, but he's been such a childhood hero that I've looked up to for like years and years.
Amazing.
Great. Yumna, what about you? Do you have one, or is it Spider-Man too?
I thought about it. I had Spider-Man in mind, but later on, one of my favorite Marvel characters would have been Captain America. And I believe he would be a great human rights ambassador, only because you guys know that one movie, Civil War, where he had to choose between Iron Man.
Yes.
I forgot his main tactic, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to stop being Avengers or something. Was that the thing? Somehow, because he believes that being a team that kept on killing people and stuff. But thing is, at the end, he still fought for justice, even when the system was wrong. So he doesn't just follow orders, he does what he believes is right and does everything for the safety of his people. Yeah.
Incredible.
Great. Wow.
I'm in awe of all these answers. So we shall move on. Andrea, I think back to you. Andrea, do you think human rights are truly universal, or do some people still get left out? And we'd love to hear any examples you may have.
Well, thanks, Ronna. Human rights is supposed to be universal, and I can't say in reality that it is fully universal, because, as we know, there's still slavery that exists in countries. There's human rights violations. There's wars that are happening at the moment, and they shouldn't be happening. If we truly have human rights in 100% in those countries, we wouldn't have anything like those wars and slavery happening and discrimination, because we're still getting discrimination here, but I'm not going to go on about that. But we still need to deal with it every day. I don't think it'll totally go away, but as we go forward, it should be getting better as people know more about what their rights are.
Because ultimately, I think everything comes down to human rights. I mean, you look at the problem of bullying, you look at the problem of racial injustice. It all comes down to you treating me treating you as a fellow human being.
Correct. Yeah.
And with that respect.
Correct.
Well, let's go a bit lighter now, and let's shoot it down to him now. There. What song would you choose to be the official anthem of human rights?
I hear Michael Jackson. He made lots of songs that talk about human rights and the world. I had 2 songs. One of them was Heal the World, because my sister did it for choir actually recently. Or the one that I really wanted to do was Black and White.
Yes.
By Black or White by Michael Jackson. And the reason why is because he doesn't sugarcoat it. He goes straight into it. He says, race shouldn't divide us. We shouldn't be segregated by race. And we can't be judged based on the color of our skin. So using these messages, it reminds me that at the end of the day, we are still all human. We all deserve the same rights. And no matter what we look like, we still unite as one.
Perfect. Anyone else got a song they want to pitch in?
I did play a few songs.
Yeah.
And these are possible anthems for Australia. And
Radio host, you would.
and there's various different songs that come to mind. There's also the Warumpi Band, Black Fella, White Fella. Okay.
Yes.
Yellow Fella, whatever, doesn't matter your colour.
Yes.
Okay, it's a great song. And then I really love Johnny Farnham's The Voice. And there's an Indigenous version that's been done by Mitch Tambo.
Yes.
It's so passionate.
Yes.
That's a favourite song.
Oh, fantastic. What about you, Jared? Do you have one?
I don't have a song, but I do have an artist that I feel like advocates for like human rights and like equality, which is Coldplay.
Oh, yes.
Because I've seen some of his recent or latest concerts, and it's really like diverse.
Can I just add one thing to that?
Yeah, of course.
Not that, but another song is Judith Durham she rewrote the words to the Australian anthem, Advance Australia Fair, to include all people.
I remember that.
Wonderful.
Great. What about you, Aditi?
I would say Katy Perry's Raw.
Raw.
I think that's such a timeless song, and I feel like, in the past when there are discrepancies in natural human rights, people stand up and they stand together, and I think that that's what creates that magnanimous effect of a rule.
Fantastic.
It's excellent. Such inspirational themes coming through, standing together. And it's lovely to hear that artists themselves, who are seen by everybody, exposed, have, that ability to really stand for human rights?
I have a song, Ronna.
Tell me.
Bob Marley's One Voice.
Oh, yes.
And I actually like the version that Uncle Archie Roach did, one of the last songs he recorded unplugged for the ABC.
Right. Okay, so next question. Aditi, what's one right or freedom people often take for granted, and why should we protect it?
I'd have to say the right to education. I think that as a young girl and just like a person, I think that education is the pathway for so many people to, I guess, move from areas of discrimination and kind of make a place and a name for themselves. I think in Australia, we're so blessed to have access to education, and it may not be the case for everyone, but it's something we're working towards and something we're trying to eliminate that barriers and those barriers to education. And I think that that's something we need to protect, because it is an institution where we can learn and we can share and we can feel welcome.
No, absolutely. Everyone who knows me knows I love street art. But Andrea, if you were given a blank wall in our city, prime place in Martin Place, what human rights message would you paint on it?
It'd be probably the first one, which is the equal rights for all people, because that's what it comes down to. We have to treat each other, respect each other. If you're going to demand it from someone, you have to be able to give them respect as well. So equal rights for all.
Anyone else got a message they want to paint under that on the wall?
I wanted to make this take some inspiration of one of my favorite TV shows. I think some of you might know it. Attack on Titan. So the universal theme in that show is basically about freedom. So something relating to that, I wanted to write, everybody deserves wings, but not everyone is allowed to fly. Because at the end, he symbolizes birds. So basically, using that quote, it will show how some people are held back. They come forward, they're held back by racism, poverty, or legislation issues. But at the end of the day, if we continue moving forward, we will get to the path of success. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
That's incredible. Yumna, could you repeat that quote?
So, everybody deserves wings. Yes. Not everyone is allowed to fly.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't think it would be a line. I think it would be a collage of all the beautiful foods that we have here in Australia, and maybe a slogan that food is meant for nourishment, not for the bin or the trash or something along those lines.
Awesome. Jared, if I gave you a can of paint, what are you going to spray there?
Man, I'm the type of guy that will be really indecisive, and especially since it's going on that wall, it has to be something that's gonna be worth being there for. Just all lives matter. Very typical. It'd be typical fist, or even hands kind of joined together, different skin color as well. I'm not sure what the slogan would be. I guess it would just be all lives matter.
I mean, just the hands together is powerful enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a slogan.
Yeah, just a picture.
Yeah, just a picture. I'll go with that.
All right. Back to Aditi. Here's a question for you. Is if you could swap places with any change makers or any activists, past or present, who would it be and what would you do first?
Like I said, I have a huge love for education, so I'd have to swap with Malala Yousafzai. She's such an incredible person, such an incredible soul, and she stands for women, which I think is really important in today's age.
Well, I can think of three off the top of my head, like Martin Luther King.
Oh, yes.
So America had already agreed to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and he was still fighting for them to have that right, how many years later?
That's right.
And then you have Gandhi.
Yeah.
Yes, and he fought for the rights there as well. And also Nelson Mandela is the other one that comes to mind.
Incredible.
So we know what he did. He changed things drastically.
Oh, yes.
He brought people together, basically. Yeah.
Now, let's go around the table and I might ask for everyone to finish this sentence, please. So, to me, the human right to be means... Yumna, would you like to start?
Yeah, so to me, the human right to be means to live a world where we don't have to hide who we are, a world where oppression and fear doesn't exist, a world where everyone is treated equally, and also a world where people of different colors can all unite and no one has to feel judged. Yeah.
Incredible. Jared?
I feel like she pretty much said what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Just like the freedom to of expression to like express your beliefs, and what you feel is right is like acknowledged and accepted, no matter how different it is to others.
Excellent. Aditi?
I would say to me means to exceed and succeed. I think the success looks very different for so many different people. But when I say that, I mean, feel welcome in their communities, feel heard, be able to listen to others, give respect and gain respect, which I think are very important to the construct of human rights.
Brian?
Yep, I think it would mean to me the freedom to be me. That would summarize it to me.
Absolutely.
What about you, Ronna?
Mine's very similar. So for me, the human right to be means being free as I am. I feel welcome and I feel like I belong.
Well said. Well said, everyone, really.
Well said, everyone. So we've come to the end. Thank you, Aditi. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Yumna. Thank you, Andrea.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Until next fortnight, let's continue to inspire, empower, and connect. And remember,
Your voice matters.